Hey everybody, welcome to Movie Time. I'm Sean. As you guys know, last week Captain America the Winter Soldier opened. It is officially the biggest opening weekend for any movie in April, beating Fast and Furious 5 or Fast 5 from 2011. It had a really big weekend. $10 million Thursday night on the early screenings and the midnight showings, and for the rest of the weekend it accumulated a total of $0.2 million. Worldwide, by that time, at the end of that week, it was over $200 million. I think it was 207. I went on Tuesday to see it a second time, and the Tuesday showing was more packed than the Sunday showing I saw it. And I gotta say, I have a feeling that it's gonna be making some good money. I think it's past the 300 million point right now, and I see nowhere but up. This movie is a really good movie. The chemistry between the characters is really good. It's your standard fare in a certain sense for spy movies, because it is like a spy movie, like a Jason Bourne movie. It has that feeling to it, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not bad that it's like a lot of other spy movies. I mean, it has that feeling to it. The storyline, it's nice and rich. It gives you a lot of information about things that you didn't know about previously, and I like that it dove a little bit deeper into S.H.I.E.L.D., a little bit deeper into Captain America, Black Widow, all these characters. You got to see different sides of them. Really great movie. You guys should definitely go see this movie. I guarantee you'll have a good time, or just go ask your money back from the theater. It's our time. It's our time down here. Richard Donner, director of the first Goonies, has announced, said it publicly, that they are working on Goonies 2. I just want to say, I bring this up and just wonder what everybody thinks about this. If they bring the original cast back, will this be a worthwhile movie? I personally, I don't know. I love the first Goonies. I love the Goonies. It's a really good movie, especially when you're a kid watching that. It just fills your mind with all this imagination. But I wonder if they bring these characters back into it, are they going to try to do some kind of thing with them to simulate what they did in the first one, but as adults? Or is it just going to be them there as parents, and now their kids are Goonies? I don't know. If they did a second Goonies, you know, you want the main characters from the first one to be back, but at the same time, this sequel would almost be purely just for nostalgic reasons. I don't know what they could do with the original cast that would make this one worthwhile. I think they'd have to really think of a great script, and I think they would almost be forced to have to go outside the box, away from those original cast members. I don't know what they could do. I mean, please prove me wrong if they are going to go back with the first cast members. I mean, prove me wrong. Show me that there is something there left that they can show us. So I don't know where to stand with this one. I'm a little wishy-washy on this one. I just want to know what you guys think. Did you guys watch the Goonies? Did you guys enjoy it? Is it one of those movies that you always remember and just have a good time with? Let me know. WB's Dave Feldman has responded to all the controversy regarding May 6th, 2016. If you don't know what May 6th, 2016 is, what the controversy about that is, that day is going to be the day that launches Captain America 3 and Batman vs. Superman. This started about a year or more ago. Marvel announced that they had a movie on that date. WB announced that they're going to be making a Batman Superman movie. They had it set in 2015. Then they had to push it back. Then they had to push it back. Then they put it on May 6, 2016. When that happened, I guess a little while later, a couple months later, Marvel had rumblings that it was going to be Captain America 3. Then they announced it was Captain America 3 on that date. So you have the Russo brothers that they don't see in any universe that both of those movies releasing on the same day ever happens. And now you have Dave Feldman responding, saying that, you know, we essentially the same thing. Like it's there's a lot of time in between. He says that anything could happen between now and then, and so I think he's almost giving himself an out of saying an out to move his movie and kind of pick a different date, and that way nobody has to chop off his head, you know, and riot. Damn you, Dave Feldman! Put Batman versus Superman against Captain America. So I think he's setting up an out for himself. So when he does move it, if he does move it, I mean, like I said, you never know what's going to happen. But if he does move it, he's setting himself up so he has an out and he doesn't get crucified over it. So this date is going to be a big day in 2 years. I cannot wait. I am so excited. I want to see who's going to buckle first and change their date. I personally think it's going to be WB. I think Captain America and the Marvel Cinematic Universe have grown in popularity so much that Captain America might not in traditional senses be as popular as Batman and Superman, but it's become a very popular entity. It's so popular and it's making so much money, and the fact that it's connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's going to be the second movie after the Avengers 2, after Ant-Man, so there's going to be still that high rise of emotions going. It's man, it's going to be tough for Batman vs Superman. Traditionally, those are the longer known popular heroes that everybody knows. You mention Superman, people know who it is. Mention Batman, people know it's Bruce Wayne. You know, they would definitely stand a chance against each other, but I think that Warner Brothers is going to move their movie first. Alright guys, before I get on to the trailers that dropped this week, I wanted to mention that Mickey Rooney passed away this past Sunday. As of right now, I think it's just natural causes. He was an elder gentleman, and he will be much missed. I remember him from when I was a kid watching It's a Mad World. And I really, it was like one of the first comedies I truly loved. He was really good in it. I loved his personality and mostly everything he did, and he was just great. It was it's a big loss, Mickey Rooney passing away, and man, it just really sucks. All the people that we've lost in the last 6 months in entertainment. I mean, there's so many things going on outside. This is about purely movie entertainment stuff. The talents that we've lost in this industry. It sucks. It's really sad. It's really heartbreaking. At least we got enough from Mickey Rooney to really look back and reflect on it and just enjoy it all, you know. So, you know, my well wishes go out to his family. It's a big loss, and then hopefully we can watch his movies and remember him. Alright guys, so 2 Red Band trailers dropped this week. I'm really happy about both movies. Both Red Band trailers are pretty awesome. First off, you have the 22 Jump Street Red Band trailer. First 22 Jump Street was pretty awesome. This trailer, it sets it up like more of 21 Jump Street. It's almost like a spoof upon itself in some of the jokes in certain parts. It knows where it came from, and it's okay with making fun of itself for that. So I like that, and just some of the jokes in there are pretty funny, and I can't wait to see the context of some of the jokes, and I really just hope it turns out to be as good as the first one. It's really tough to do that these days, and I really hope it does turn out well. Second movie that dropped the Red Band trailer this week, I've been excited for a while. I spoke about the first trailer quite a few months ago, I think. It's Neighbors. This one starring Seth Rogen and Franco's little brother. You got Zac Efron. It looks really cool. The trailer, I hope that they didn't sell the whole movie and put all the funny parts into this trailer, because it's not, the people in this movie are not traditional like those comedy people to like actors to carry a whole comedy by themselves, aside from Seth Rogen. So you have Seth Rogen with a bunch of people that are coming into this kind of comedy and playing pretty big roles, it seems, from the trailer. And I hope that they didn't put their whole, you know, kit and caboodle in the trailers. I really have good high hopes for this one as well. Alright guys, in theaters this week you have 4 movies that are pretty big, pretty you know, attention grabbing type movies. You have Rio 2, you have Draft Day, you have Cuban Fury, and you have Oculus. 4 movies that are probably middle tier type movies. They're big enough to grab some attention. I don't think any of them are going to knock Captain America off its plateau, off its you know, pedestal of #1 in the nation, #1 in the world. I don't think they're going to do that. Rio 2 is going to get some kids in there, of course, but at the same time, the kids want to see Captain America. Oculus, it's a horror movie. Not really into them. Don't know. I don't really care to know much of what this one's about. It just doesn't excite me. I've seen the trailers a few times, and I just it passes me by, and that's about it. Draft Day seems a little ridiculous to me. I can't believe that they're gonna make a movie about the NFL draft, and it's supposed to be a drama. And in the trailers, it's more funny than anything. How Kevin Costner, one of the my favorite actors, is like, "Fire me, but give me 5 minutes. See what I do." Like, alright, what are you gonna do? Trade your first round pick for 2 seconds and a first next year? I really do not know what's gonna happen with Draft Day. I just have a hard time thinking and picturing it in a movie theater. I mean, the draft's happening in a month, I think. Was it May that the draft happens? So I mean, really, I just watch the draft. I just watch the draft. Go watch the draft. Cuban Fury. That's the one in this bunch of movies that really has me like, I wonder if it's gonna be good or not. It's starring Nick Frost from Shaun of the Dead fame. He's a former salsa dancer of some sort, and he has gone out of the game, and he gets back in it in the movie. So I've heard not so great things about this. There were some reviews that happened a couple months back, and yeah, they weren't that great. So I still want to hope for this one to be good, but I don't know how good it's going to be because of a lot of I want to say a good handful of the reviews that I saw, pretty much all of them were bad. So let's see how these movies turn out this weekend. I'm pretty sure that Captain America is still going to be number one. Alright guys, time for movie of the week. This week's movie of the week was Homefront, starring Jason Statham, James Franco, Winona Ryder. Oh shoot, there's a lot of people in this movie. Oh my god. I was watching this movie and I was like, hey, is that? Oh wow. So I had seen this trailer for quite a while. I remember when it came out in theater, I wanted to see it in theater, but at the same time I had a hesitation about this movie. Jason Statham's been in quite a few movies over the last few years where it wasn't like a big budget movie. It was kind of like a low to mid budget movie, and it almost seems like it barely made the cut of not being straight to DVD and going to theater. It barely made that cut to go to the theater. So I wanted to see it. I was interested in it, but I was kind of worrisome. So I didn't watch it. Now I watched it, and I gotta say I enjoyed it. I definitely liked this movie. I thought that Jason Statham played a true badass in this one. He really unleashed on this one. And it wasn't as corny as like some of the lines he says in The Expendables. Like some of the stuff he says in there's pretty corny. The Expendables has more explosions, more blood, but this was like a little bit more like nitty gritty, just straight up badass. So I like that about it. James Franco did a great job in this actually. I felt I saw different sides of his character in this movie. He wasn't like a full-fledged villain until the end, and you almost were wavering on whether or not like should I really think badly about his character, or should I give him some reprieve, or I don't know. It was like there was like moments where you can almost say like, oh, he's doing this to better his life, even though he is he cooks meth. he's Breaking Bad in it up there in his boathouse. So I mean, he was able to show some different sides to his character. I like that. Jason Statham, badass, just kicks some butt. You also have some other characters in there that are pretty straightforward, one-dimensional, which that's what they're supposed to be. For this type of movie, you don't need every character to be really deep and ever evolving throughout the movie. You don't really need that. As long as you're able to accomplish, the evolution of some characters, maybe realizing this, growing from this point to that point, or maybe devolving, I guess you could say, in the case of James Franco's character. As long as you're able to provide that, I mean, you can have all these supporting cast that maybe just one-trick ponies, but they're able to serve that purpose. And I like that about this movie. It wasn't too complicated. It was pretty straightforward. And I like that. Sometimes you just need one of those movies where a dude is just getting shot in the chest with a shotgun. I mean, sometimes you just need that. Sometimes you just need to see some dude take a guy down. Then you see the other dude trying to do some jiu-jitsu on him, and then he's like, boom, 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 you're done. So I mean, it's a nice way to cool down and let the mind kind of relax. I like that about it. It's not going to win any Academy Awards. It doesn't have really any special effects. It's all practical effects. Everything that happens in there, I liked that. But actually, I take that back. There was one part that's probably special effects, where a car rolls because it comes at the camera, so they probably did that special effects. But other than that, everything was practical. The acting, it was good for what it was supposed to be. It hit all the notes perfectly where it was supposed to hit. It didn't go in the direction I was scared of it going when it was in theaters. So I'm happy, very happy about that. I'm glad I watched this movie. I think you guys could go watch it right now too. It's in Redbox right now. $1.25. Go rent that movie and check it out. You'll be a good time, just to have fun and let loose and just kind of relax. You guys should enjoy this one. Alright guys, that's it for movie time this week. Remember to click the like, share, subscribe buttons down below. Leave your comments, questions, inquiries, and suggestions for movie of the week in the comments section down below. Let's have a great conversation this week. We'll see you next time.